The world's oldest profession, will soon be legal here in Taiwan. A new bill will allow for sex to be sold openly in special red light districts.
Imagine an island where ancient temples stand just steps away from ultra-modern tech factories, where the smell of sizzling street food fills the air and the rhythm of night markets never really stops.
I believe this is also one of the most popular stores in the entire night market. They have like an entire queue system lined up over there on the side.
An island smaller than Switzerland, but powerful enough to shape the entire world. This is Taiwan, a place where tradition and technology live side by side, where freedom thrives just a short distance from one of the most powerful authoritarian states on Earth. And yet, most people around the globe barely understand what life is really like here. In this video, we're counting down 10 shocking realities about life in Taiwan today. Some will amaze you. Others might change the way you see the world. Let's dive in. Number 10. The island that lives in political limbo. Taiwan is one of the few places on Earth that feels both fully independent and not officially recognized. It has its own president, military, passport, and even currency. People vote, protest, and live freely.
But this city stands out above them all. Get ready for your mind to be blown.
But here's the catch. Most countries don't officially call it a country. Why? Because mainland China claims Taiwan as its own.
China, which claims Taiwan as its own territory, said that it conducted strike drills in the sea and airspace around Taipei.
Even though Taiwan has been running its own affairs for decades. And many world governments, afraid of upsetting China, simply avoid the question.
That as long as you're president, China will never take Taiwan by force.
I never comment on that.
This strange situation means Taiwan operates like a country, but isn't treated like one on the world stage.
If you look at the first island chain, these are all formal treaty allies of the United States or close partners in the case of Taiwan.
It can't join the United Nations. Its athletes often compete under made-up names, and its leaders aren't invited to major international events.
There's always a danger of thinking of Taiwan as somehow unique, but actually a lot of the issues that we see going on in Taiwan's.
The island is surrounded by sea, which has helped protect it over the years. But this same isolation also means it relies heavily on trade, with most of its resources and energy coming from outside.
Taiwan's overall trade is still going strong, with both imports and exports seeing a bump in April.
With no oil, no major mines, and limited natural supplies, Taiwan had to focus on something else: its people. Today, that focus has turned it into one of the most advanced and educated societies in Asia. But Taiwan's location is also a big reason why the world pays attention. It sits right in the middle of East Asia's busiest shipping lanes.
Taiwan is in the middle of the Chinese coastline, which is very important.
Whoever controls Taiwan could influence trade routes worth trillions of dollars. This makes it more than just a place. It's a geopolitical flashpoint, and that's only the beginning. Number 9. From poverty to prosperity in one generation.
Taipei's Wanhua district conjures up images of ramshackle houses, criminal elements, and poverty.
Not long ago, Taiwan was one of the poorest places in Asia. In the 1960s, most families worked on farms. The roads were dusty, the cities were small, and the average person earned less than people in parts of Africa. But today, Taiwan is one of the richest and most advanced places in the world.
We've got the dragons, we've got the red lanterns, and just taking the beauty of the different sides that Taiwan has.
People here enjoy clean cities, high-speed trains, world-class healthcare, and a standard of living that rivals many European countries.
This street gives you an idea of what I'm talking about. Here we've got brands like Adidas, we even have a McDonald's over here.
The change is nothing short of incredible, and it all happened in just one generation. So how did they do it? Taiwan's leaders made a smart decision early on. Instead of trying to do everything, they focused on making things the rest of the world needed.
This factory in Taiwan makes 400,000 computer motherboards a month, and amazingly, a lot of the work is still done by hand.
They built factories that produce toys, clothes, and household goods. Then, as the country grew richer and more skilled, they shifted to electronics, computers, and finally, high-end technology. They didn't stop there. Taiwan invested heavily in education.
That's the goal of the government's bilingual 2030 policy. It's aimed at making sure students in Taiwan can speak both Mandarin and English.
Training millions of engineers and technicians. They opened special trade zones, welcomed foreign investment, and slowly moved from low-cost labor to world-class innovation. For 30 years straight, Taiwan's economy grew at an average of over 8% every year. That's the kind of growth most countries only dream about. But the success wasn't easy. Many people worked long hours. Pollution became a big problem. And global competition was tough.
It looks like export orders have not really been affected, causing high demand for electronics components.
Still, families pushed forward, hoping to give their children a better future. And they did. Today, Taiwan is known as a tech giant, a place where smart ideas and hard work turned a struggling island into one of Asia's greatest economic success stories. Number 8. The world's most dangerous democracy.
It's a complex political picture in Taiwan, one most Westerners have a very hard time understanding.
Taiwan is one of the freest places in Asia. People here vote in real elections, protest openly, speak their minds, and enjoy a vibrant press. But behind this peaceful democracy lies a constant threat.
Do you think Taiwan is more safe or less safe?
Dangerous.
More dangerous.
More dangerous.
War. From 1949 to 1987, Taiwan was under martial law. For nearly 4 decades, the government controlled the media, banned other political parties, and punished anyone who disagreed. It was a time of fear, silence, strict rules. But something amazing happened in the late 1980s. Instead of violence or revolution, Taiwan slowly and peacefully turned into a democracy. Martial law was lifted. People were allowed to speak freely. Elections were held. And in 1996, Taiwan chose its president through a direct vote for the first time in history. That moment made Taiwan the first Chinese-speaking democracy in the world.
This election just shows our determination to be a free and democratic country.
Today, this freedom is deeply valued by the people. They know what it's like to live without it. But the threat hasn't gone away. China still sees Taiwan as a breakaway region, and it has never ruled out using force to bring it back.
People in Taiwan have been living under the threat of the Chinese Communist Party.
This means that every time Taiwan holds an election, there's risk involved. Choosing the wrong leader could raise tensions with China. Some voters even worry their choices might lead to conflict.
It's always been like this. Ever since the founding of the country, we've been caught up in this drama.
Imagine living in a place where casting a vote could start a war. That's the reality here. Still, the people of Taiwan choose freedom. They live their daily lives knowing their democracy could be taken away. Yet they continue to protect it, speak up, and believe in the power of choice.
I've always been skeptical of if we can't get stronger or have enough forces.
That's what makes Taiwan's democracy not only powerful, but also one of the most fragile and dangerous in the world. Number 7. The technology island that powers the world. If you're watching this on a phone, a tablet, or a computer, chances are it contains something made in Taiwan. This small island is a global tech powerhouse.
As Taiwan's semiconductor industry has become a powerhouse in the global chip supply chain.
It may not be the first place that comes to mind when you think of cutting-edge technology, but behind the scenes, Taiwan builds the parts that keep the modern world running. Taiwan produces over 60% of the world's semiconductors, those tiny chips that power everything from smartphones to cars.
Taiwan's semiconductor industry accounts for about 15% of its economy.
Even more impressive, it makes over 90% of the most advanced ones. Without Taiwan, your favorite devices simply wouldn't exist. At the heart of this success is a company called TSMC. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company. It builds chips for Apple, AMD, Nvidia, and just about every major tech brand on Earth.
TSMC warns an invasion of the island would render its factory inoperable, devastating global supply.
Some experts even call TSMC's factories the most important buildings in the world. But Taiwan's tech story doesn't end with chips. The island also leads in building motherboards, screens, and graphic cards. Companies like Foxconn, which assembles iPhones, operate huge factories that employ hundreds of thousands of people. So how did Taiwan get here? It started with smart investments in education, especially in science and engineering. Taiwan now produces more engineers per person than almost any other country.
One of the island's top institutions, producing many graduates who entered Taiwan's semiconductor industry.
Global tech firms compete to hire its highly skilled workforce. But there's a challenge. Because of tensions with China, Taiwan must carefully protect its technology while still doing business around the world. Its location and expertise make it both valuable and vulnerable. Still, Taiwan's tech industry has become so important that a single disruption here could cause problems across the globe. In a world that runs on digital devices, Taiwan is the silent force keeping everything switched on. Number 6. A work culture that never sleeps. Taiwan is known for its strong economy, high-tech industries, and impressive global success. But behind all that, there's something people rarely talk about: a work culture that seems to never stop. Taiwanese workers spend some of the longest hours on the job in the developed world.
On Taiwan's economy and its citizens in the industry.
According to Taiwan's Ministry of Labor, the average full-time worker logs over 2,000 hours a year, often more than workers in Japan, South Korea, or the United States. And that doesn't even include the unpaid overtime, which is common in both public and private sectors. Office workers often stay late, not because they're asked to, but because leaving early can be seen as lazy or uncommitted. Many employees feel pressure to show loyalty by being the last to leave. And it's not just adults. Students attend regular school during the day, then head to cram schools at night, often studying until 10 or 11 p.m. This culture of overwork starts young and continues for life. During the COVID-19 pandemic, while other countries shut down, Taiwan kept running.
America has been shutting down in a nationwide effort to minimize the spread of coronavirus as much as possible.
Its strong public health system managed to control infections early, so businesses stayed open and people kept working. International media praised Taiwan's discipline, but workers described the period as exhausting. Now, burnout is rising. More people are reporting stress, anxiety, and mental health issues tied to job demands. Some young professionals are even starting to push back, demanding better work-life balance and more flexible conditions. Taiwan's strong work ethic helped build its economic miracle.
TSMC produces 90% of the world's advanced chips.
But today, that same drive is raising serious questions. Is success worth it if it costs your well-being? Now to our subscribers' pick. At first glance, this looks like a lineup for a performance, but it's actually a glimpse into Taiwan's underground hostess club culture. Behind closed doors in upscale lounges, women in elegant dresses entertain wealthy clients with charm, conversation, and drinks. It's not illegal, and it's not what you think, but it lives in a gray zone between business, performance, and taboo. Some hostesses make serious money. Others hide their jobs from family. It's a world few talk about, yet it thrives in plain sight. But here's the question. In a society that celebrates both freedom and tradition, how much of real life stays hidden behind a smile? Number 5. A healthcare system that amazed the world. You don't often hear Taiwan mentioned when people talk about the best healthcare systems in the world. But it should be, because what Taiwan has built is nothing short of extraordinary.
Taiwan now sees its medical facilities overwhelmed with COVID-19 cases.
Since 1995, Taiwan has operated under a universal national health insurance system. That means almost every single citizen, over 99% of the population, is fully covered by public health care. The system is simple. You go to the doctor, show your health card, pay a small fee, usually less than $10, and that's it. There's no complicated paperwork, no worrying about whether insurance will approve your visit. Prescription drugs? Heavily subsidized. Emergency care? Fast and available 24/7. Even specialists are easy to access. Most people wait only a few days for an appointment. But what truly shocked the world was how Taiwan handled the COVID-19 pandemic.
After 3 years, COVID-19 prevention has all but ended in Taiwan.
While most countries were overwhelmed, Taiwan managed to keep infection rates very low and the economy open. It used digital tracking, real-time alerts, and rapid response systems to control outbreaks before they spread. And here's the most surprising part. Taiwan spends only around 6% of its gross domestic product, GDP, on healthcare, less than half of what countries like the United States spend. Still, the care is excellent. Hospitals in Taiwan are well organized, extremely clean, and equipped with advanced medical technology, from digital health records to robotic surgery tools. Doctors are well trained, and medical tourism is growing because foreign patients are realizing what locals already know.
Health Insurance Administration on Wednesday released its annual report on the most profitable hospitals in Taiwan.
You get world-class treatment at a fraction of the cost. Of course, no system is perfect. Taiwan faces challenges from its aging population and rising costs. But thanks to smart planning and innovation, it's already investing in telemedicine, health apps, and preventive care. In a world where millions still struggle to afford basic medical services, Taiwan quietly built one of the most efficient, affordable, and impressive healthcare systems on Earth. Number 4. The quiet giant of global trade. When people think of Taiwan, they usually think of computer chips. And yes, Taiwan is the world leader in that. But what most people don't know is that Taiwan quietly exports thousands of other products to almost every country on Earth. In fact, Taiwan is one of the top 20 trading nations in the world. That means it sells more goods to other countries than most larger nations do, including many in Europe and South America. So what else does Taiwan export? A lot more than you might guess. Taiwan is the world's largest supplier of high-end bicycle parts. Taiwan is a leading global hub for making high-end bicycles and components. Companies like Giant and Merida are world-famous, and Taiwan's bicycle exports reached over $6 billion in 2022, with bicycle parts making up nearly half of that value.
Trouble at one of the world's largest bicycle manufacturers, Giant, has triggered a slump in Taiwan's stock market.
If you own a fancy road bike, there's a good chance some of its pieces were made in Taiwan, machine tools and industrial machinery. Taiwan is among the top 4 exporters of machine tools in the world. In 2022, local production in this industry reached $48 billion, with exports valued at $34 billion. Taiwan's tools are so reliable that companies in Germany, Japan, and the United States buy them regularly. Plastic products, metal goods, and chemicals. Taiwan exports a wide range of industrial goods including plastics, optical instruments, automotive parts, and rubber products. And they clearly appear in Taiwan's top 20 exports list. And there's more. Taiwan exports medical devices, camera lenses, and even parts used in electric vehicles. It's not just selling one thing. It's quietly powering entire industries behind the scenes. Many of these products are made by small and medium businesses, not just giant companies. That means Taiwan's economy is built on a strong base of skilled workers, smart entrepreneurs, and long-term trust from global buyers.
Researchers at Academia Sinica predict that Taiwan's economy will grow 3.85% next year.
Taiwan may be a small island, but when it comes to trade, it plays in the big leagues. Quietly, efficiently, and with incredible impact, Taiwan helps keep the global economy moving. So when we say Taiwan is a quiet giant in global trade, It means that while people mostly think of chips, Taiwan is also a major exporter in many invisible but vital industries, all thanks to its combination of skill, quality, and value. Number 3. The food paradise that conquered Asia. If there's one thing everyone in Taiwan loves, it's food. But this isn't just any food culture. Taiwan has turned its food scene into one of the most exciting and famous in all of Asia. Walk into a night market in Taipei or Taichung, and you'll be surrounded by hundreds of food stalls, all cooking up mouth-watering dishes.
Of course, the best place to eat at night in Taipei is the night market, so I've come to the Tonghua night market. Let's go eat some street food.
The air smells like grilled meats, fresh dumplings, sweet pastries, and spicy noodles, all in one place. This is how Taiwan became a food paradise. Taiwanese food is special because it mixes many flavors from different parts of China with local island ingredients. When people from all over China came to Taiwan many years ago, they brought their recipes with them. Then, something amazing happened. Those recipes evolved. Chefs in Taiwan added new spices, changed cooking methods, and created brand new versions that were even more creative than the originals. Some of the dishes Taiwan is famous for include bubble tea, a sweet drink with chewy balls inside, invented in Taichung in the 1980s, xiaolongbao, soft soup dumplings that melt in your mouth, beef noodle soup, rich, warm, and full of flavor, fried chicken cutlets, stinky tofu, and even grilled squid on a stick. And the best part? These dishes aren't just found in restaurants. Most are sold in night markets, outdoor food courts that stay open late into the night. Some of the most famous night markets, like Shilin in Taipei, attract thousands of locals and tourists every single day.
Which makes it quite popular, and there's some very famous foods here, so I'm gonna go grab some snacks, some street food, and then end the night with some dessert.
Taiwan's street food isn't just tasty, it's safe too. The government has very strict food safety rules, and even small vendors are inspected often. That means you can enjoy the food without worrying about getting sick. Today, Taiwan's food culture is spreading across the world. Bubble tea shops can be found in cities from New York to Tokyo. Taiwanese restaurants are opening in London, Paris, and Sydney. People travel thousands of miles just to eat the food. Taiwan hasn't just made good food. It has created a global food trend, and people everywhere are hungry for more. Number 2. Environmental innovation on a crowded island. Taiwan is a small island with a lot of people. In fact, it's one of the most crowded places in the world. But even with so many people living close together, Taiwan has found smart ways to take care of the environment, and it's now seen as a model for sustainability. Let's start with recycling. Taiwan recycles more than half of all its waste, one of the highest rates in the world. That means when people throw things away, they don't just toss everything into one bin. They carefully sort their rubbish into categories like food waste, paper, plastics, glass, and metal. And here's something really unique. When it's time to collect trash, special garbage trucks drive through the streets playing classical music. Usually, Fur Elise. When people hear the tune, they bring out their sorted waste. It's like a daily routine with a soundtrack. But Taiwan's innovation doesn't stop there. The island has invested a lot in clean energy. Because it's located along the Taiwan Strait, a very windy area, Taiwan is building more wind turbines to make electricity without pollution. There's also plenty of sunshine, so solar energy is growing too. The government is now working to phase out nuclear power and replace it with renewable energy. In the cities, Taiwan shows how even crowded places can feel green and clean. In Taipei, for example, there are bike-sharing systems, wide metro networks, and lots of public parks. People can move around without using cars and still enjoy fresh air and green spaces. Yes, Taiwan still faces challenges like air pollution, typhoons, and earthquakes. But thanks to its smart planning and strong technology, it's turning problems into progress. Even water management is taken seriously. Since Taiwan doesn't have much fresh water, it uses modern treatment plants and conservation programs to make sure people always have enough, even during droughts or heavy rain. So, despite being small and crowded, Taiwan is showing the world how to protect the planet with smart ideas and teamwork. Other countries are now looking at Taiwan's example to see how they can do it too. Number 1. The geopolitical flashpoint that could change everything. Although Taiwan may be a small island, it sits at the center of one of the biggest and most dangerous political tensions in the world. Here's why. China believes that Taiwan is part of its country, even though Taiwan has its own government, its own military, and its own elections. For many years, China has said that Taiwan must be reunited with the mainland, even if it means using force. Chinese leaders, including President Xi Jinping, have made it clear they don't plan to wait forever. At the same time, the United States supports Taiwan, but in a way that's not very clear. This is called strategic ambiguity. The U.S. gives Taiwan weapons and training, but doesn't promise exactly what it would do if a war broke out. Some U.S. officials have recently hinted that America might defend Taiwan if it were attacked, but nothing is certain. This creates a very tense situation. Taiwan sits in a very important location, right in the middle of East Asia's busiest sea routes. It's also home to the world's top chip makers, like TSMC. These tiny computer chips are used in phones, cars, planes, and computers all over the world. If Taiwan were caught in a war, the global economy could be seriously damaged because these chips are so important, and so few countries can make them. China has already begun flying military planes near Taiwan almost every day. It also holds large military exercises around the island. In response, Taiwan has increased its own military spending and developed special defense strategies to make any attack very costly and difficult. And yet, life goes on. People in Taiwan still go to work, go to school, and enjoy normal daily life, even though they live under the shadow of a possible conflict between two of the world's biggest powers. Most people in Taiwan don't want war. In fact, polls show that most Taiwanese want to keep things the way they are, not join China, but not officially declare independence either. They simply want to live in peace and protect their freedom. But this situation doesn't just affect Taiwan. What happens here could shape the future of the whole world, deciding whether countries will move toward democracy and independence or toward more control and power struggles. So while Taiwan may seem like a small island, it holds a very big question, one that could change the direction of global politics in the 21st century. As Taiwan's future unfolds, one thing is clear: this small island has already shaped the world in big ways, and what happens next could help decide the future of freedom, peace, and democracy far beyond its shores.